Hello and welcome to Fbnc Business Stories program. As you know, the insurance market in Vietnam expect to achieve a double-digit growth this year, around 20%, thanks to the improved economic outlook along with government policies promoting service sector. And of course, opportunities always come with intense competition between all market players. So how does one stay ahead? We are very honored to welcome here today Mr. John Chai, Regional Chief Executive of AIA Group, which is the largest independent publicly listed Pan-Asian life insurance group with the presence in 18 markets across the Asia-Pacific region. But first, let's get to know more about AIA in the following video report.
AIA được thành lập tại châu Á vào năm 1919 và hoạt động tại 18 thị trường gồm Hồng Kông, Thái Lan, Singapore, Malaysia, Trung Quốc, Hàn Quốc, Philippines, Úc, Indonesia, Đài Loan, Việt Nam, v.v. AIA là tập đoàn dẫn đầu thị trường tại khu vực châu Á-Thái Bình Dương, không bao gồm Nhật Bản, tính trên doanh thu phí bảo hiểm nhân thọ và giữ vị trí đứng đầu tại phần lớn các thị trường mà tập đoàn hoạt động. Riêng tại Việt Nam, AIA Việt Nam được thành lập vào năm 2000 và hiện đang là một trong những công ty bảo hiểm nhân thọ hàng đầu. Trong những năm qua, bất chấp thời kỳ khó khăn kinh tế toàn cầu, tập đoàn AIA vẫn giữ vững được tôn chỉ, mục tiêu hoạt động và kết quả đáng kể. Các nỗ lực thúc đẩy tài chính và cam kết về chất lượng sản phẩm, tăng trưởng bền vững của AIA đã giúp tăng lợi nhuận và dòng tiền dư một cách đáng kể. Mặt khác, AIA đã giữ vững vị trí số 1 từ năm 2015 trên danh sách câu lạc bộ bàn tròn triệu đô toàn cầu. AIA đã tạo nên lịch sử, trở thành doanh nghiệp đa quốc gia duy nhất đứng đầu danh sách trong 3 năm liên tiếp.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chai. Thank you so much. How are you?
Good afternoon, Kang. Nice to be here.
Thank you so much for joining the show. I know you've been working for the industry for over 20 years. You've been with AIA for almost a decade. You joined AIA in 2009 and moved up to be the Regional Chief Executive, responsible for many markets, including Vietnam. Today I'm very excited to be here at the AIA Exchange. What a cool and modern office that you recruit, train and produce AIA advisors that you call life planners. And in most of your developing markets as well as the mature markets like Hong Kong or Singapore, the AIA group has been extremely successful in developing the distribution model through agents. So, and you yourself have been the head of agency distribution, and as the CEO of AIA in China, you have led the expansion of agency channel that contributing to the growth of China business. So how important is agency strategy? And it is a long-term proposition.
Our strategy is multi-channel distribution, first of all. Customer preferred choice of interaction with us. So we do have agency, bank insurance, and other channels. However, by seeing that the premium agency is the key pillar of our strategy. Probably you don't know, our founder, back to almost 100 years ago, C.V. Starr in Shanghai, he was a very young, he was the one carrying a bag, door to door, face to face, selling insurance. Also myself, 25 years ago when I was in New York, I started in insurance as an insurance agent, carrying a bag, door to door, face to face, talking to people. So that's the root and that's the DNA of the AIA, and that also make us very successful for a long time. We see insurance business is a generation of promises. It's not a short-term business. So in a lot of countries like Philippines, Thailand, Hong Kong, we have 3 generations of agents working the same company and serving for customers. We are not recruiting people only work part-time in the insurance business. We are hiring people, look at a full-time professional agency and looking at the insurance as a long-term or lifetime career. so that they can serve the customer along the way.
Well, given said that, I'm just curious for myself. So how is the agency model has been changing over the years? Because your founder started this business, you said, 100 years ago.
At the very beginning, especially for emerging market, a lot of people working as a part-time, but evolved gradually into a professional full-time agency force. Especially the past few years with the digitization and technology development, we see more and more young generations, Gen Ys, coming to join this business, and they work differently. They're working with new technology tools. In AI, we have a tool, iPad tool called iPOS, to do the underwriting, submission to business, to do the marketing, to do the presentation. So we do see the business model evolve over times, but the most important element still the same, which is face-to-face professionalism and human touch.
Yeah, you just mentioned iPad and mobile application. So it's a digital area when people go online and looking for products. And somebody even said to me that the future is not distribution anymore, it's the online and direct purchase. So how is AIA addressing this issue in terms of changing behavior from the customers?
First of all, AIA, we are the leading player in terms of digitization. So we are one of the first introduced the iPOS, which is in Vietnam, I think more than half of our agents using iPOS. Currently, we are probably 90% internet enabled in terms of our business processing. However, by saying that, what we believe the future strategy is not machine replacing human. We believe it's machine enable or empower the human to be more efficient. Especially for insurance, our agents bring in the human touch and personalized advice, which is getting more and more valuable for in the future. So we do believe we should have internet enabled for customers to do a lot of research, to do a lot of education on themselves, even buy on themselves, but more personalized advice, a more personalized service, that will be the future. So I think it's a combination of both, digital plus human touch.
You've been known to talk about AIA, the group, to focus more on a strong distribution-led organization and also a strong customer-focused organization. Could you tell me more about your view on the customer centricity?
Frankly speaking, insurance company traditionally not doing very well in terms of customer service and customer centricity. I'm sure you heard about a lot of complaints in these areas. So that's the facts, because traditionally insurance company have the culture and mindset of more focus on distribution and focus on sales. But nowadays, as you just mentioned on digital, digitalization, tech transformations, we find very, very interesting the customers' behavior changed quite a bit, especially the expectation for customer on experience, either buying experience, service experience, getting more and more critical. Learning from the past, you can see whoever not focusing on customer, whoever really don't treat customer nice, whoever going to die. That's why I think AIA, we take that seriously in terms of transform the company into more customer-centric organization. But how to do that? Number one is change the mindset. We have to change the mindset from sales into service by doing we call EFM, Enterprise Feedback Management. We need to start to measure and track how the customer feel, how they are they satisfied, and make sure their feedback is valuable and we take proper action to improve the feedback. So number two, we need to change the organization structures to be more flatter. We don't have many layers of organization. It should be flat and close to the customers. And the most important part, we need to change the process. So we have a project called EODB, ease to do business with. Traditionally, insurance company, very difficult to do business, very complicated.
Okay.
We want to simplify it.
Well, talking about treating customers, I have to say in Vietnam, when you talk about insurance agents, some people in Vietnam do not have a good impression because of a lot of the cold calling, a noisy cold calling. And so what is your take on that?
Yes, I'm sorry to hear that. Also, as insurance company, I think it's disappointing to ignore the customer experience and customer feelings in terms of marketing. We understand we need to make a sale, we need to educate our customer in terms of insurance, but there's a fine line on that. So I think from insurance company perspective, we really look at what is the right thing to do. We really look at what's the best customer experience it should be. It's not just a one phone call and try to close sale on the line. We have to build that relationship, build the trust, understand your financial needs and give you personalized advice.
Thank you so much. And we'll take a break and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Thank you.